What's good, Titans fans? We're back here with another one. Another reaction video. This one's NFL Insider's Ian Rapoport on Will Levis starting status. Um, there hasn't been too many people talk too much. I mean, as you can kind of tell, I mean, Titans ain't doing too good. Ain't too much to talk about. But they're talking about his status right now. From what was told to me, his injuries, and they had some choice words. And a couple fans sent this to us, or a couple supporters sent this to us and sent this to me. Said you should react to it and hear what they have to say. So, without further ado, here it is. Ian Rappaport on Will Levis starting status.
Also, another one. I mean, again, like I said, there's a long list of these quarterback situations. Seems like there's not an actual quarterback change there. It's still Will Levis, despite the one or two baffling mistakes that he has made virtually every week throughout the course of this season. But he is banged up. He's not going to practice today, according to Brian Callahan. What direction does that thing go in Tennessee?
Sounds like it's going in the Will Levis direction. He's going to practice, I believe, Wednesday, and then expectation is he'll be healthy enough to go. Will Levis is, I would say, a problem that is. They're not good problems, but this seems like a good problem to have because there are plenty of.
How is this a good problem? The QB you're trying to evaluate this year and see if he's the guy or not, and he's been having a bad year starting off and ain't been good, needs to bounce back. How is an AC sprain and an injury to that QB good? That's not good. It's not good news for us at all. Even if he's playing bad, and I've been highly critical of him, it's still not good news for him to be out and like, regardless how I've been feeling, how frustrating it is. I understand the narrative that you got to leave him in to absolutely know 100% who he is. I feel like I already know who he is, but there's a lot of fan base out there that don't still believes he can bounce back, and he could. But that's what this year is supposed to be for, is to evaluate him. So him being out on an injury is not good news for Titans.
Plays where you're like, this guy is the starting quarterback of the Titans and is looking good and makes plays and all that. It's really just that one play a game, like falling down, throws it behind him, pick six, like those plays.
Yeah.
Brian Callahan was hired for a lot of reasons, and I think the sort of culture that he can bring a team was one, and um, you know, communication and openness and forward thinking. There's a lot of reasons he was hired.
Yeah.
But to me, the thing that will help the organization most is that he should be able to get Will Levis to stop doing that. And if that can happen, then they probably have themselves something. I don't know what Will Levis' ceiling is going to be, but he's played well enough to where you're like, this guy can win football games.
But the problem is, you say that, but he's 0-5 in his last five games that he's starting finish. He's 0-5. And we keep having this narrative, Brian Callahan should be able to coach these things out of Will Levis. I feel like times that's a big question, or that's a lot to ask out of Brian Callahan, because sometimes there's certain things you just can't outcoach out of a player, and you could possibly outcoach out of this. It's just mental. Maybe he's trying to do too much, prove too much, and maybe that is it, and you can get him to calm down and fix it. But most of the time, when you got players that do stuff like this at this level, and they ain't been able to get outcoached to do this stuff by now, they're usually not going to get it coached out of them. So I'm not saying 100% Brian won't be able to get this coached out of Will Levis, but I'm about 85% sure that this is something that's just in Will Levis, and it's something you either live or die by with Will Levis. I don't think it's something you're going to be able to outcoach or coach out of him.
So, he also needs to play, needs to put himself in situations constantly to just be regular and effective and just let that continue to happen.
Think about that. Even I've been saying this, and people said I was right. We just need him to be just regular, average game manager. We don't need you to be all this stuff. We don't need you going over top. We don't need you to be a hero ball. We don't need you throwing your body on the line. If this was December football and we're fighting for a playoff position, different scenario. We're in the early beginning of the week. We don't need you getting injured right now, especially when we're trying to evaluate you. And let's just say, positive mind thinking. You turn out to be the guy. You turn this season around. We start playing better. We have something later on down the line and you start playing better and we got something we actually need to play for. We're going to need you then, not putting your body in jeopardy right now. You get what I'm saying? Like, we need you to protect yourself if you're going to be this guy. Because the turnovers aren't just the issue. It's the fact that you're not protecting yourself there. And the best ability is availability. And if you're going to keep putting yourself in harm's way, how available are you going to be to us? We've seen a lot of QBs in the past put their bodies in danger, put their bodies in harm's way, and they don't play too much for us. So it, it's a lot of things to take care of. And now's not the time to be putting your body on the line when we're going to need you in those later months, in those winter months.
And I think to me, does sound like this week probably goes out there and does that.
He's not a real regular guy. That's the thing. I mean, he is, go back to everything through the pre-draft process. Obviously, different people. There's, the Mayo stuff and the eating bananas with the peel and all that. He came across to so many people.
The Mayo
in the league.
stuff being fake is definitely one of the most misunderstood. Everyone knows that's fake, right?
No,
I don't think
no,
so.
they don't.
He has leaned into all of
Yeah,
this.
but it's fake though.
So many people don't know it's fake. They really think this dude does this on a daily basis. It was a TikTok trend to go viral, and it wasn't something he really did. Now, it was good marketing. He got him a little, sponsorship deal out of it and everything, an endorsement deal out of it. So it was smart, but this dude doesn't do this all the time, nor does he eat the banana with the pill on. Those are TikTok trends. Those are fake stuff. It did what it did. Its purpose was for it. It got him talked about. Well done. But no, if you really think that's real, man, come on now.
In terms of he doesn't like mayo in his coffee, I'm shocked. I'm very shocked that this is a branding thing.
That is fake. I think it would, yes, a lot of that going around, but the fact that some people think is real is, I think, a problem in our society.
But the way that he comes across, though, is he is very tightly wound, and he's super energetic.
Yeah.
And I think that for some people, they just thought that was maybe over the edge for what they wanted out of the quarterback position. The upside on Will Levis, in my mind, and granted, this.
That's why, if y'all remember through the draft process, I said this too. A lot of teams was on the line of, is he cocky or is he confident? And that's where a lot of teams was. They felt like he was more cocky than he was confident. So I that's what we're going to see with this. But I think that's what he's talking about here as well.
This is an oversimplification because he's playing right now. But it's Sam Darnold. Where Sam Darnold, you always saw the traits, you saw the athletic ability, you saw the arm. It was he would make absolutely catastrophic mistakes on a weekly basis that took your team out of games. And he's made a few mistakes.
He is not Sam Darnold. I understand what you're trying to get here because, like, saying, like, maybe he can later develop. Not the same type of QBs. Not the same. Will Levis is athletic. Will Levis has a way bigger arm. And Will Levis is older. He's not Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold took however many years to develop. We can't do that with Will Levis. Will Levis is 25. It's not the same situation when Sam Darnold came into the
here and there through the course of this season here. But it took, was this year 7 for Sam Darnold? It took him a ways down the line to figure out how to play.
And we can't do that with Levis. You saying maybe it was Sam Darnold, maybe it takes year 7 for him to figure it out. He's 25. Okay, so that's 1 year down. Let's add 6 years. You telling me he's going to figure it out as a 31-year-old QB and we just need to wait for that? No. What? We don't have 7 years to wait for this guy to develop. Y'all keep talking about him like he's a 20, 21, 22-year-old QB. He's not. He's 25. He has 2 years to develop for us. That's it. And in an NFL period. Because you're 25. If you're not developed by 27, you're going to be designated as a backup. You're not going to get that chance. Like, it's you're at a time, at an age that you can't sit here and waste time and say, well, we got to develop. If he developed and he finally develops as a 32-year-old quarterback, then he's going to be a journeyman, like a Joe Flacco, Ryan Fitzpatrick type situation where you're just going to come in and help the team for a few years. Like, I don't see how you get 3 contracts out of a Will Levis career. Looking at it, like, by the time his rookie contract's up, you're going to be 28. Then what, you're going to put 5-6 years on that? So we were talking about 33, 34 when he's done? Is he going to sign another contract after that? Like, that's the other things people have to remember about Will Levis. You don't have 7 years for Will Levis to develop.
Within the scope of the offense, that's what it seems like with Will Levis. We all see the baffling mistakes, but there's a lot of good in there too. You've just got to somehow get through all the stuff that, hey, when you're being tackled by 2 guys, don't try to throw a left-handed shovel pass in the red zone on 1st and goal. We don't need you to do that. Just don't do it.
Well, or like if you're trying to get a first down in the first quarter, maybe it doesn't make sense to go like Superman and launch yourself.
Facts.
He probably had that
And
first down though. He probably, even
It
Brian
doesn't
Callahan
matter.
said, if he had a
That
second
first down
angle,
wasn't. It doesn't matter that he had the first down. Cool, got the first down. Even if he got the first down, he's out on that play. Now he's out that whole game. Maybe out this next week. Like a AC sprain takes 2 to 4 weeks. Could take up to 6 weeks, depending on how the body heals. So he could be back for this Colts game. He could miss the Colts game. So was that first down worth it? No, it wasn't worth it. Protect your body. Protect your body.
he might have challenged that. He probably had.
probably had his first down, but may or may not have detached his arm from his body, which is, you got to be, and that's part of playing the quarterback position. And I look at where Brian Callahan came from. Like, obviously the Bengals lost, right? But Joe Burrow is as chill and cool as a football player could literally ever be. He's like this, straight line all the time. And, he'll make mistakes. I mean, had one late yesterday, but seems never to be flustered. And I don't know that that's a reality for a lot of people. I mean, all of us try to be very cool under pressure, and some handle it, better than others.
Facts.
But to me, like, that's the goal. And, for Darnold, you're right. It took him 7 years. It took him 7 years to get there, to be just like regular down in and down out without doing like a crazy thing. Might take Will Levis some time too, but that's where you want to get to when like you're being tackled by two guys, there's no hope, and you go, all right, I'm just going to go down with the ship and we'll live to play another down.
I felt like that was a shot at me right there, Ian. Was that just look on your face, the way that you said some people handle pressure better than others? Was that directed at me, or am I reading too much into it?
No, I think you're reading too much into it. No, it wasn't. It wasn't actually. No, I was actually referring to myself, because like there are times when I very pride myself on being like cool and calm, and sometimes I'm just not. Like, you get big news, you get all excited, you try to type it and your hands start shaking. Like, this is a normal thing that most people deal with, right? Like, no.
Okay, all right. So I do not like the Sam Darnold comparison because we don't have the time on that. We just don't. He's 25. We don't have the time. We don't have the time for that. We can't. So yes, it might take some time to develop, and I just think what Titans fans really want, we don't want to see that you fixed everything this season. We just want to start seeing progression, and nothing but progression week in and week out. This if you do play a Colts game, just be the best game you've had this season. Ain't got to be the best game you've ever played in a Titans jersey. Just be the best game you've played this season. And that's not a high bar. Just don't turn the ball over, get a win. You can come out here and throw 85 yards like Mason Rudolph, and I won't even care. As long as you have no turnovers and we get a win, we can even lose. Just don't turn the ball over. Like, the bar is so minimal. We just need progression. Then, all right, Colts game, we see some progression, no turnovers. Okay, then the next week we get some wins, no turnovers, you get over 100 yards. Like, slowly become, like, we don't need you to fix all this and turn it all around from all this week, 4 weeks of mess ups. We don't need you to turn it all around in week 6. We just need to see, as fans, especially myself, I just need to see you progress every single week. And I don't expect you to have this all figured out by the end of this year. I expect us to still be able to have to develop and fix some things, but I can't constantly watch you regress each week and still do the same things where you're turning the ball over, you're not protecting the ball, you're not protecting your body, you're not putting the team in position to win. I just need to see you progress and play that type of ball week in and week out, and let this stuff go in the past. Come out here, protect your body, don't get hurt. We're going to need you later on, because it's clearly seemed that we're playing Will Levis regardless this year, because we got to figure it out. So we need you healthy. We can't fully evaluate you if you're dinged up, beaten up on an injury, playing a couple weeks here, not a couple weeks here. We can't properly evaluate you that way. We need you 100% healthy, or football healthy. Nobody's 100% healthy throughout the season, but I don't like the Sam Darnold comparison. We need to figure this out now. Maybe this season, maybe it takes next season to figure it out too, if he starts turning some things around this year. But if he keeps trending the way he's trending, it's done this season for him. We'll figure out somebody in this offseason, whether it's draft or free agency. But just come out here and progress, man. It's not, the bars are low for you. There ain't much you got to do. there's really not much you got to do. Just come out here to be better. Come out here and have a Mason Rudolph game against Miami, and a lot of Titans fans will be happy. All right. So thank y'all. Like, share, subscribe, tag us in videos you want to see us react to. Catch the podcast every Monday and Friday at 7 p.m. And I will catch y'all next time. Peace.